So in this video, we're going to set up Send to Unreal, which is a free add-on developed by Epic themselves, I think. And it's a very handy one. You can just click a button and the mesh is over. Click a button, do some settings, and then you got a skeleton over with all your animations. Because there's literally no proper way to get animations from Blender to Unreal without doing quite some jank. It's literally impossible because of how the spaces work. Blender calculates it that way, Unreal that way, and then you have to scale up the armature like 100 times just so it's an Unreal right. So this is a lot of nonsense you have to do unless you actually use a proper add-on. And I consider using that one here. It's free, but you might need to like set it up first. And I'm going to show you how you can do this. Then we're going to play around a little bit with it so we get the hang of it and we can test if it's actually working properly. So I really would like to see some support on my Patreon so I can continue the series because I actually like the series a lot. So next we need an add-on. This to get this add-on, it's a bit more complicated. It's made by Unreal themselves, by Epic themselves. And to get this add-on, you first of all have to have a GitHub account. So make sure you go to this website, github.com. And you create an account. I don't think I need to explain you how you create an account. Then you have to have an Epic account. If you do it in a launcher or on a website, it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. But you have to go to the website in the end. Once you have both accounts, go to epicgames.com/store, it doesn't matter. Just go to the website. Then you go to your name up here. Under account, I can make this in English here. Go to your name, under account, then under connections, then under account. And you can see I already connected my GitHub account. You just simply have to connect it. Then you will get an email from Unreal where they invite you to their GitHub project. You just have to click on the link on the email and you should end up on GitHub on their project. The way this looks like is kind of like that here. And you can see here, it says Blender Tools private. This is why we needed to connect it and we needed to get the invite. There also are some other things which I don't know what it is. I just want to get the Blender Tools. You click on that, you'll end up here. And you can see here it says code and you can just click on code and download zip. So when you download this, you will get this Blender Tools master.zip. You just right click and you don't even need anything for it. You can just extract all. This is just default by Windows and you will get this folder here. If you open this folder, you will get quite some stuff. Now here it says ue to rigify. This is another thing. This is not necessarily something we're going to use. It can be handy, but it's not interesting for us. What we're interested in is the send to Unreal. You have to right click this and then it says send to, yeah, and then a zip compromised folder or something. Yeah, you can see the same sign here. You click on this and you will see you will get a zip. You can put this zip in your add-on folder, just where you save all your add-ons or something. I have a separate folder for that. Yeah, but this zip is what you have to open. So if you now go to Blender, edit, preferences, add-ons, install, and then you find your folder. I have my add-ons folder here, and there it somewhere says now ue4 rigify is here and send to Unreal, and you just simply open that up. And I'm going to install this and check it. And you can see up here a pipeline showed. And we have a few collections here, mesh, rig, extras. Right. And we're going to test this. Right, before we do this, we also have to do something in Unreal. So here back in Unreal, we're going to edit and plugins. So we are looking for Python. Python, yeah. Python animation test? No, Python editor script. That's what we're looking for. It's actually already enabled for me. Check it down here and whatever pops up. We also need the, what is it called? Editor scripting utilities, I think it is. It's already enabled for me for some reason. I don't remember ever enabling this, but this is what we need. Also enable it. Once you enable this, you probably should restart the editor again. It will ask you to restart. For some reason I had this enabled already, so I don't have to do it. Lucky me. Okay. Now we also need to go to the project settings, and we need to look for Python. I think it's this one. Yeah, enable remote execution. Okay. And we can also go to editor preferences, CPU, And if we uncheck this, Unreal will always run, even though we click onto another window. We can just disable this for now. Then it updates immediately. Eventually I'm going to change this back, but for now I'm going to disable it. All right, and I'm going to just hide it because maybe I want to turn it on later. Now we can make a quick test. We go back to our Blender file here and we just create like a, I don't know, cube or whatever. Scale it a bit up, M, and we're going to move it to mesh. And we go to pipeline, export, send to Unreal. And we allow the private, the access here, whatever. And we take a look in our Unreal. And here we have our untitled category. And here we find a gigantic cube, it seems. It seems to work. I'm just not sure why it's black. Maybe because we don't have a light. We can test this really quick. Let's go to lights and just use a directional light. Yeah, okay. That was the reason. By the way, I think for the editor here, if you press F, you will zoom on something like the reset on Blender. And if you hold Alt left click, you can just rotate around. And by pressing W, you have those move options, E, rotation options, and R, scale options. Yeah. W, E, R. I'm going to delete this cube again because we obviously don't need it. Was delete. Okay, so we're going to take a look in Blender here again, and we're going to build a little thing here. Okay, we have our basic cube here, and we want a few more variations of this. We want LODs, and we're going to do this very easily. We are just going to put in a bevel modifier here and make a relatively high bevel. Yeah, pretty good detail here. 9 segments or whatever. First of all, we should rename it, and we should name this. So what I want to call this, where's my mouse, is cube, and whatever the name of the object might be, right? And then we can name it underscore LOD, and this is going to be, let's call this 0. And we make a copy of this now, and this will be the 1. And if I remember right, LOD should be the detailed one. I'm going to explain in a second what LODs are, but 0 should be the detailed one and 1 should be the not detailed one, so no bevel modifier. And for the LOD 0, we're going to Shift A, apply this, Control A, Control A. Okay, so which means we have a LOD 0, which is detailed, and a LOD 1, which is not detailed. Those are for distance. So basically what it is I'm close, okay, it's very detailed, and if I'm far away, it's not detailed. Yeah, that's basically what LODs are, just to get better performance, right? And we go to Edit, Preferences, and here we can unfold our Send to Unreal and add-ons, and we have some options here. And you can see what we want to export here. And import, but import is a little bit confusing to me here. Here are the LODs which I was looking for. Yeah, and LODs are not checked, so let's check them, I guess, and we can just test this. We can just go pipeline and export Send to Unreal. Back to our Unreal file, and we should have our cube in here, right? Oh, gigantic cube. But yeah, I don't think it's working out of the box right away because it's not set up, but let's open it. Okay. Here, LOD auto. If we go to LOD 0, not working. Okay, interesting. Wonder why that is. Okay, I figured out why it didn't show up. Now the reason is because we need a few more LODs. So let's take our LOD 1 here and we call it LOD 2. We need 3. So, and we make a copy of the LOD 2, which is just the cube, right? And we're going to add a bevel here again. But this time only like 2 segments, so we see the difference, right? And we call this LOD 1. So, quick recap. We have LOD 0, which is high detail. We have LOD 1, which is a little bit detail. And we have LOD 2, which is no detail. Okay, now let's turn all of them on. And we go to Pipeline, Export, Send to Unreal. And we're going over to our Unreal file here. And here we have the cube, double click. And up here we can now change LOD 0 and LOD 1 and LOD 2. Seems maybe the wrong way around, I guess. Now that we know this works, let's just delete the cube because it's just like a test object.